I grew up in a small, safe world, protected by the ancient gods. I wasn't part of that world. I watched behind the walls, smiling, playing, happy. Finally, able to enter. The smiles faded, fear reflected in their eyes. They were captives of a world they didn't know. They didn't understand. This is my story, one trophy at a time. Before I share these records, there are things you must understand about the journey ahead. In this world, no path is ever truly closed. There are no missable trophies. Even when the final storm has passed, the world remains open in a post-game free roam for you to finish what you started. Whether you face these machines on the easiest trail or the most brutal difficulty, the recognition of your deeds remains the same. And do not fear the weight of your words. Whether you choose to speak with your heart, your mind, or your fist, your dialogue choices will not turn your allies away or lock the path to victory. However, be mindful of your aim. Human enemies are limited within the bandit camps. Ensure you secure your 30 headshot kills before the last settlement is liberated. If you falter, you may still find them wandering the desert roads or in the chaos of the final battle, but it is a harder path. But be warned, these records are whole. They contain heavy spoilers for the secrets of the old ones and the fate of the tribes. My story moves quickly, focused on the heat of the hunt. If the narrative leaves you searching for a specific location or technical details like puzzle solutions, stay until the very end. I have left maps and data as a postscript to guide you exactly where the words alone cannot reach. It all began with following Rost's teachings. He taught me to hunt, to move unseen, and to respect the machines. My curiosity was always my greatest ally. When I found that ancient device, my focus, the world opened before my eyes. Over time, I learned to adapt, making my first modification by slotting a metal coil into my bow. When that sawtooth was defeated, I realized it didn't matter how large the predator was. That was the final step before the proving. I finally crossed the finish line as a brave. But the celebration was cut short by fire and blood. I won the proving, yet the cost of that victory was more than I was prepared to pay. I am no longer an outcast, but now I am truly alone. Leaving the embrace opened up a dangerous world. To survive, I had to learn new combat techniques. First, I used my focus to highlight components in yellow, prioritizing the extraction of resources crucial for crafting. I learned to use arrows with high tear stats to ensure cleaner breaks. Extracting 10 components this way was my first lesson in efficient hunting. Stealth is equally powerful. After acquiring the silent strike skill, I set out to master the shadow. It takes patience, often waiting in the tall grass for the machines to approach before attacking. It requires careful movement, turning the hunter into the hunted. Both techniques paid off, and soon I reached player level 10. This marked a turning point. Remember that terrifying sawtooth? My first tall neck. These towering machines are the keys to the map. The challenge isn't combat, but traversal, finding the right vantage points to jump onto its back while dodging the machines below. Once at the top, the override revealed maps and points of interest long forgotten. My journey through the ruins of the old ones yielded its first unique treasure. I found my first ancient vessel tucked away amidst the debris of a forgotten age. It's fascinating to see how the focus highlights these remnants of the past. It wasn't just machines dominating the wilds, human threats loomed too. I found and cleared my first bandit camp, bringing a fragile peace back to these trails. The fight was intense.
Hold on.
Once the leader fell and the flag of the Nora rose over the settlement, the trails became safer and I earned this mark of a protector. Next, I tested my skills at the hunting grounds, aiming to earn all suns at one ground. The keepers there require different completion times for their trials, awarding a distinctive mark for each level of speed. The key thing to remember for this trophy is that earning the highest one, the blazing sun, implicitly covers the requirements for the full and half suns as well. It's their way of recognizing that achieving the fastest time means you've already proven yourself for the lesser marks. Once that test of speed was done, I turned my back on their timed challenges and pushed further into the wild. The exploration paid off when I found my first metal flower nestled amidst the chaos. Unlike the vessels, these strange artifacts are surrounded by a bizarre flora formation that only appears when they are near. Finding this is a peaceful break from the combat. To survive in this land, I had to master new skills. I focused my training on stealth lethality and eventually performed 3 strikes from above. This specific skill allows you to drop silently from a ledge or tightrope, plunging my spear into unsuspecting enemies for an instant kill. Executing the drop 3 times unlocked this rewarding trophy. Curiosity about machine origins led me underground. I located and entered my first cauldron, an ancient automated factory deep within the mountains. The geometric artificial interior was unlike anything on the surface. After navigating its assembly lines and defeating the powerful guardian at the center, I overrode the core, gaining the power to turn certain enemies into allies. Finally, I used my new cauldron knowledge and my focus database to master elemental warfare. I achieved 10 vulnerable machine kills by exploiting their specific elemental flaws. Whether it was setting Glinthawks ablaze with fire arrows or freezing a trampler solid before shattering it, the goal was to apply the effect they hate most, landing the killing blow while they were suffering from that specific elemental state topped this combat trophy. My hunt for answers led me to align with War Chief Sona. The trail of the killers was clear, and it ended at the terrifying fortifications of the Devil's Grief. To avenge my tribe and secure our home, I joined her and the Nora warriors to achieve a decisive victory at the Metal Ring. Breaking through their defenses and taking down the heavy machine, corrupted there was a trial of fire. But with Sona's help, we cleared the valley of the Karja invaders and their corruptors. The Metal Ring was only the beginning. These maddened, corrupted machines are a blight on the land, marked by glowing red corruption. I tracked down the source of one outbreak and cleared my first corrupted zone, eliminating every machine twisted by this ancient shadow. These machines are more aggressive. Putting them down not only secured the area, but also brought me one step closer to understanding this poison spreading through the wilds. Seeking a path above the world, I successfully accessed my first vantage point high atop a treacherous peak. Using my focus at these specific points reveals a breathtaking overlay, a hologram showing how this very landscape looked when the old ones were still alive. The path was sealed by possessed and deadly machines. To earn my freedom and protect my people's legacy, I had to eradicate the infection that besieged us. By destroying that initial threat on the threshold of the sacred lands, I paved the way toward my destiny, and this mission trophy was mine. I explored the most remote cliffs of the sacred mountains and stumbled upon something unique. My first Banuk figure. The climbing path leading to it was a trial itself, but the journey was worth it. These artifacts seem connected to a traveler who left their entire story carved in wood, and this first find began the task of collecting all 6 pieces of this poignant history. I left the Nora lands and traveled to the colossal ruins known as Maker's End. It was there, at the top of the ancient tower, where I finally discovered my connection to the old world. It wasn't just answers I was looking for. It was a name, Elizabeth Sobek. All this combat, exploration, and problem-solving were honing my skills. I had become a master huntress, and mid-travel, I officially reached level 25. I discovered a plot to destroy the city of Meridian itself. Tracking the Shadowkaya warlord named Derval, I stopped his explosive terrorist attack just in time and successfully kept Meridian safe from its enemies.
Gotta admit, it burns me that a savage tracked me down. Most Nora get confused by anything more than 2 sticks and a string.
Knowledge is power in the wilds. From the beginning, I used my focus on every new machine I encountered, and finally, my dedication paid off when I had all machines catalogued in my notebook. This required me to scan and identify every single one of the 26 machine types that roam this land. The Shadowkaya were using an ancient networking system to coordinate their forces, and I located its hub. I infiltrated their camp and achieved the sabotage of the Eclipse network. Silence aided me in the process, providing the necessary tools to sever their link. A hunter must understand their prey. Once catalogued, I set my sights on the logistical backbone of the ancient network. I focused on the cargo haulers. That meant I had to hunt down and destroy at least one of every machine designed to move resources. My hunt continued, moving from the carriers to the eyes and ears of the metal herds. I focused my training to successfully down all recon machines of every type. This meant locating and eliminating at least one of every machine designed to spot threats. Following Sobek's trail led me to the devastating truth about Zero Dawn. It carried a crushing historical weight, knowing that everything they fought for was lost, and their final project was a seed to engineer the biosphere anew. The trophy popped after experiencing this central narrative pillar. My skills were sharp, but to face what was coming, I needed absolute mastery. I returned to the hunting grounds and pushed myself beyond mere passing grades. This time, I didn't just settle for standard times. I achieved all blazing suns at one ground. After Hellas revealed the attack, I rushed back to the Nora heartland to help my people break the Eclipse's siege. Alongside Varl and Sona, we fought a desperate battle against a corrupted Thunderjaw. After the victory, the path to the ancient door finally opened, revealing the truth of my birth. Amidst that chaos, and in the preparations that followed for the final battle, I mastered the battlefield and I successfully downed combat machines. This required me to locate and defeat the fiercest beasts in the wild. Eliminating at least one of every machine designed solely for war popped this challenging combat trophy.
I have been accepting trophies all day.
Talana was waiting for me at Sun's Furrow, and I went to fulfill my promise. Redmore, a legendary thunderjaw that had ravaged the region for years, claiming countless lives, including previous Sunhawks. We downed the beast, honoring the victims, and securing her title as Sunhawk. Defeating the legendary Redmaw alongside Talana was a milestone in my journey. Taking down such a beast pushed my skills further, reaching level 40. The ultimate mission required traveling to the ruins of Gaia Prime. It was a perilous journey, but it was essential to recover a powerful weapon capable of stopping the corruption, the Master Override. This device, designed by Elizabeth, is the only code that can purge the Hades Protocol. While focusing on the coming war, I never stopped understanding the machine ecosystem, and I successfully downed all acquisition machines. These are the machines designed to gather resources. Locating and defeating all 10 distinctive acquisition class machine types completed my combat research and unlocked this trophy. The wilderness provides, but only to those who know how to use it. Extracting and wielding a heavy weapon granted me unparalleled firepower. Doing this with 5 heavy weapons during combat secured me this valuable battle mark. Humanity was just as fragmented as the old world. Working with Vanasha, I helped the defectors Uthid and Itaman escape Sunfall. I fought alongside Uthid against relentless waves of Shadow Karja soldiers, and finally navigated the young King Itaman and his mother through hostile territory to safety in Meridian. This vital quest unlocked this heartwarming story trophy. My research into the ancient world revealed an outfit that projected an energy shield, technology capable of making the difference between life and death.
Looks like each dial has 4 positions. Maybe if I get each dial in the right position. Did it. Gotta check the door.
I spent weeks piecing together the clues, tracking down forgotten labs and bunkers where the 5 power cells were hidden. Upon unlocking the suit, the shield came to life, and I was ready to face Hades.
Did it. Serial.
A Deathbringer atop the spire was Hades' final line of defense. Defeating it allowed me to use the Master Override to purge the corruption from the world and see Elizabeth's dream reborn. The fight against the Deathbringer tested my combat skills to the limit, and I finally managed to reach level 50. Hades is gone. The silence left at the spire after the battle wasn't the silence of peace, but that of a world still learning. Stopping the extinction doesn't mean I fully understand these machines. That's why I've returned to the wilds, to learn about them, to control them. Machines aren't the only threat remaining. There are those who still choose the shadow, even when the sun is high. I don't take pleasure in this, but I won't waste my arrows either. One shot, one breath, silence. After so much blood, the silence feels different now. It leaves room for memories I usually keep locked away. Rost once told me that as a boy, he and his friends would race to knock down these dummies. A simple game for a simpler time. I never got to play it with him.
All these fancy decorations everywhere.
Rost. Learning is discovery. To find the world's secrets, I need to know every corner of it, every hidden path, every shadow. There's only one place where I can see it all. The Tallnecks showed me the bandit camps that still remained. Clearing them didn't just bring safety to the roads. It also gave a home to the outcasts who had nowhere else to go. While clearing the last of the bandit camps, I found the final cauldron, hidden deep within a mountain. Now no machine can resist my spear, my control. I took a breath. For a moment, I went back to the hunting grounds just to test myself once more. My combat skills have been perfected, and I've claimed every blazing sun. It was no longer a trial. It was just a demonstration of what I've become. I left the hunting grounds having mastered every skill of combat and survival. Thanks to the Tallnecks, I was able to find the small roots of corruption that still survived. They were the perfect excuse to finally dominate every technique I've learned. The sickness is gone. In Meridian, there are those who trade in more than just shards. They trade in secrets. With their maps in hand, I've tracked down every fragment of the past. The vantages, the ancient vessels, the metal flowers, and the Bannock figures. Each one is a whisper from a world that died, and a testament to the one I've saved. With the map complete and the corruption eradicated, I look back at the path where destiny has led me, and I'm grateful to those who didn't fear fighting alongside an outcast.
Aloy! It's Aloy! We thought you'd fallen at the ridge.
No, the ridge fell on me.
Not alone.
It's my fight.
We were about to go over the top anyway, right? Right.
Hawk and Thrush?
The world lives hostile while the past sleeps, patiently waiting for an outcast to learn to hunt, for a seeker to break the boundaries, and for a guardian to find the courage to shatter the chains of corruption. The world lives hostile while the past teaches us about the future and hope is born anew. I am Aloy, guardian, seeker, outcast, legacy.